Martina, Martinge, Intomba, Intombole, Intomba, Imbole, Antombole, Pole, Antaye, Antaye, Onleter, Antayo, Pongeye, Pongiri, Inkomara, Nisumba, Tandinde, Intendo, Orempe, Santiso, Umbote, Umboye, One steam down the window, I am boy, my man boy, I'm
Manosphere troll. Thank you, Jai. I'm going to be selling some earrings on my site soon.
Martina, Martinge, Intomba, Intombole, Intomba, Imbole, Antombo,
Yeah, these trolls.
Antaye, Antaye, Onleter, Antayo, Pongeye, Pongiri,
Quite a few of them.
Intomba, Nisumba, Tandinde, Intendo, Orempe,
Greetings, Nikki.
Umbote, Umboye, Umbiro, Umbaye, Olande, Olanda, Tindo, Mondana, Sinde, Anenge, Anenge, Bananga, One, Indembe, Indembe, Indeso, Lambo, Indambade, Indole, Monase, Indoya, Nicoye, Nicola, one steam down in the window, I am boy, my man boy, I'm the boy,
Yes, like up the stream, please.
I hey, oh my God, Tito, in the fire, oh
Thank you, B. All right. So my last live was ambushed by a troll from the Manosphere. When I called the number back, he stated that he was my biggest troll and that I should have him on the live so that I can have content that was more impartial, less about what I thought and more on the lines of balanced information, right? From another perspective. I have his number. I got it logged. So that number will be reaching some police station. We're going to do a trace on that. Because one thing I don't do here is play games about this coalition and this organization. The Ugly Girls Club is not about us just huddling together hating men. This is not even what it's about. Everyone who joins my coalition has been hurt by men. They have been mistreated, abused, lied to, neglected, raped, all of those things. And I created this as a sort of a safe haven and a resource so that these women can no longer be victimized by people. And you motherfuckers from the Manosphere channel got an issue with the fact that I'm leveling up women that you don't want. You motherfuckers got an issue with me giving facts to women that you say you don't want. How does that work? How does this shit work? I don't get it. I do not get it. This is why the content is moving to IG. This is why the lives are going to be moving there. And if you're not an exclusive member, it's a oh well, it is what it is. Like I said on the last live, any of you who are exclusive members need to give me your login credentials so that I can accept you into the private IG space so that we can do lives over there. So that we can do it over there. A lot of these men are butthurt in their feelings. In their feelings about information I'm giving you women that they say they don't want. I don't have to be fair and balanced on this channel. Who has been fair and balanced to me and to any of you? Who has treated you fair? Have you gotten anything without begging for it and pleading for it and asking for pity? And I got to be fair to who and for what? To who and for what? A bunch of fucking perverts and incels hiding behind a fucking computer screen? Niggas that don't show up as no high value men in real life? I don't promote myself as a high value woman. I don't promote no happily ever after. I promote being careful on this channel. I promote closing your legs so that you can mitigate loss. That's what I promote here. I don't promote hatred of men. I promote being prepared to be used. If you don't position yourself correctly, prepare to be used. Because by nature, if he says that you're an ugly woman, he's not coming with your best interests at heart. And that's just facts. That's just facts. The one thing that these men say on these channels that makes you entitled to anything that you want is how you fucking look. And that goes from a ring, a house, marriage, or even respect. You got to look a certain way to get respect. And you want to talk to me about some fucking fairness? When we're not treated like human beings? When you have no remorse in using any of us? I got to be fair and balanced to what? To what? This is the ugly girls club. I don't cater to beautiful women here, nor men. I am here for the ones of us who are neglected and unwanted. That's who I serve. That's who I serve. You go about your day stating who hit the wall, who's too ugly for what, who's not entitled to get XYZ, and all the women got to be okay with that. And I'm saying we're okay with that. We understand that very well. And we got to create a contingency plan in order to mitigate loss. I'm not even saying we could even change your mind. That's not what any of this is about. Changing your mind? Changing whose mind? Y'all come here to harass me knowing you ain't interested in anything I got to say. You don't agree with you don't agree with the philosophy, none of that. None of it. You have a problem with all of it. And that's okay. You can have a problem from over there. You can have all the problem you want with what I say. But what am I saying that's not a fact? What am I saying that's not a fact? The women who say they like you, you don't want. How many of us put our cards all on the table? for the sake of honesty. Only for the dude go, well, you know, you're not my type. You're not my type. So what are we supposed to do with that? Crawl underneath a rock? Commit suicide? So we can't even have this. We're just supposed to have a drill bib and padded walls because you don't want us? Who is the person on here? Let me block their ass. No mercy on nobody. Just block anybody saying anything out of pocket. Admins just block. We're not having no conversations with nobody no more. Nobody. Just keep blocking them. Just keep blocking them. This is fucking ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. You can't refute nothing I say. Nothing I say. Because the problems you have with women do not include us. Any problem you have with women, we are not included in that bag. Because we want everybody who doesn't fucking want us. We showing good faith to everybody who's saying we're not good enough. So every fucking problem you have with women does not include us. We falling on the sword for people who are not showing themselves, not showing any good foot at all. All they got is goddamn excuses. All they coming with is excuses, lies, and innuendo. And you motherfuckers wanna play harassment? We can dance with that shit. We can dance with that shit because I know where the police precinct is. I don't fucking play no games on here. I deal with women who are suicidal because they don't look a certain way. I have to wipe the tears of women who feel that their life is fucking over. Their life should be over just because they're not sexually appealing to you. And you got a problem? Listen, sisters, y'all have to lock your shit down. You have to lock your shit down. It's not a game. It's not a game. Your body is not a game. They are coming over here and other female content creators because the message is spreading. The Black women energy is changing. And it needs to change. It needs to change. We don't need to be bedposts for the pleasures of men who don't want us. I ain't going to tell you what you like to hear, but I ain't going to tell you nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. I tell y'all here all the time that sex is like life and death. And time is not a renewable resource. And when a motherfucker piddle around and can't come to no conclusions about whether he wants you or not, you have to end it. You have to end it. He can't renew what he's taken from you. That's the one thing y'all got to understand. Men can't renew what they take from you. Not time, not the vagina rise that he's doing on you. You can't get none of that back. None of that. I tell you to beware. And not to be afraid and be anxiety driven. Because these men want to impart their feelings and their ideologies in you. That you have to maintain your identity so that you don't get used. The whole process of usury is you losing who you are. You lose your identity when usury is in full throttle because you're now no longer thinking for yourself. You're thinking about his pleasure and appeasing him and making sure he's not mad at you for making independent decisions. You stop making independent decisions because everything you want to do, he's objecting to it. So slowly you chip away at yourself. Slowly you chip away at yourself. Done, B. Done. It's okay. It's okay. This is what a user does. If he's not bringing anything to the table, don't bother. And that's what it is. That is what it is. You know how many times my career did a turn because a guy I was crazy for who didn't feel the same about me, imposters. You can hear what in my voice, Ashley? This is serious, man. This is serious. We got a lot of degenerates out here. A whole lot of degenerates out here that want to see us fail. They want to see us unhappy. They don't want to see you at peace. They don't. They don't. And that's just what it is. I'm tired of these folks. Y'all come here to pretend to be ready, then go run tell these men that we're over here getting what we need. Yeah, there's that too. Believe it, there's some hoes going over there to them to incite all of this. I know there's hoes behind this shit. Always. Always. But you know what I ain't never afraid to do is pivot. Pivot and shut the shit down and do something else. If it's not useful, it was a good run. It was a good run. Of course they are. Of course they are. There's a lot of pick-me's out here. I told you there's enemies everywhere. Everywhere. Someone block who? Who else we got to block? Who else we got to block here? It's fucking crazy. Y'all see this shit? It's goddamn crazy. They don't want you to feel good about yourself. That's the whole purpose of the channel. Is for you to finally be at peace with yourself. And these men have a problem with that. If everything that I said about men didn't apply to these men, then what would be the issue? What would be the issue if it didn't apply to them? There wouldn't be any. And these are the same men that tell you to choose better. These are the same ones that tell you to choose better. They're not the better. They're never the better, but they tell you to choose better. It's better to be at peace. It's better to be at peace than be with someone who doesn't want you. It's better to be at peace than be with someone who doesn't want you. And I know some of you are terrified of being by yourself. But it is better for you to be at peace than to be with someone who really is, who's pretending to have your best interest in mind. You don't want to be in a situation where you're dependent on somebody and they can't respond in a way that shows they actually care. You don't want to wait till a crisis happens to really come to terms with the fact that you're not really in a real relationship. That the man that you're with really does not want to be with you. You don't need to wait for that. The signs are there, and you can roll with whatever the signs are. Roll with whatever the signs are. You don't need solid data. Some of it could be a feeling too. And usually when something's wrong, it's a feeling first. It's a feeling first. So you don't have to discredit your feelings because, he wants the data. Well, fuck out of here with that. He wants the data just to tell you he wants you to do what he wants you to do anyway. Data don't mean shit. Anybody whose message you have to delete, please block them also. Please block them also. And to you men on this channel who are talking about who's out of their prime and who's not deserving of what, you incels have to understand that you're dying also. You are not going to live forever. And a lot of you guys are not planning for the last chapter of your lives. You're too busy using and abusing, raping and pillaging, and taking advantage of women that you don't like, that you don't intend to marry, that you're not incentivized to do anything to build generational wealth with or anything like that. You're really not planning for your future. You're too invested in bringing down women emotionally. And that's going to cost you in the end because these are pivotal years for you. These are pivotal years for you. You shouldn't be shaming anybody about age when you're not going to live forever. That's illogical. It doesn't make any sense. And the only people that are doing that are men who are dissatisfied with their own lives. Men who are dissatisfied with their own lives. I'm alive right now, and I'm enjoying my life as it is right now, in the skin suit that I'm in right now. And I'm not here to be attractive for you. So that's not a whole that's not a conversation we can entertain because it's not what I'm interested in. It is what it is. I'm ugly, old, so what? Next. Now what about you? What about you and the fact that you've been burned by every woman that you like? What about you that impregnate a woman that's now taking you to child support who never liked you in the first place? Maybe she was in it for a bag and some of you got a couple of coins. Maybe it was transactional for every woman that you've entertained, that you have actually liked. Talk about that. You are dying, sirs. You are dying. Cells are dying right now. You're going to be another year older whenever the birthday rolls around. You're going to be another year older. You're going to be 75 if you live long enough, 80, and you're going to be in somebody's coffin when it's all said and done. So age is not anything for any woman to be afraid of or for any man to shame her about. Not when he's aging too. Not when he's aging too. Most of you men are not sexually satisfying any women you with because women are actresses. And women women who don't like you are more better actresses than the women who do like you. How about that? It's the women that like you that put their feelings, wear their feelings on their sleeve and tell you all their business and all kind of shit. And then you give them their ass to kiss. And the women who are about the bag, they know how to act and get that money. They know how to act to get the money. So who you mad at? Who you mad at? Everybody on this live gave a dude who wasn't worth shit a chance. Because she was told that her virtue was in compliance and not wanting much. She was indoctrinated with that. And you still didn't give her nothing. She didn't ask for anything to not pressure you, and she didn't get anything in the process either. She didn't get anything in the process either. Y'all not sexually, most of y'all dudes ain't sexually satisfying nobody. So there's a lot of women, there's a lot of excuses. There's a lot of excuses and compliance and looking at the big picture is what a lot of us have to go through, especially as ugly women, because you're saying because we're ugly, you can't get your dick hard. So we're dealing with erectile dysfunction about 90% more than the chick who's cute. That's what we got to deal with. We got to deal with your excuses and all your shortcomings. And you mad? You mad? Who you mad at? I am not nobody's enemy here. Nobody's. Thank you, baby girl, for the donation. Yeah, I mean, age is all they talk about. You hit the wall, hit the wall, hit the wall. You're dying, sirs. You're dying too. Ain't nobody on this live and nobody watching me is going to live forever. Nobody. What are you doing with your time? Besides making women cry out here. What are you doing with your time? What is your legacy? Besides pumping and dumping in women that you like or don't like. What is your legacy? I have stopped women from committing suicide here. That's what I do here. I have given women a hope and a new perspective on their values, on how to view their value. That's what I've done. Block his ass too. Anybody you got to delete comments, block their ass too. I mean, it makes no sense. I want you men that talk about women that are hitting the wall to understand that the Grim Reaper is knocking at your door also. The Grim Reaper is knocking at your door also. We all have things we got to accomplish and things we got to do within the short space of time that we are here. I'm not for frivolity. I'm not for the fluff. This is not an entertainment channel. This is not an entertainment channel. This is a coalition of women who've been abused by male and female. So that we can get some level up emotionally and take hold of what's left of our lives. And live it in peace, joy, harmony, fulfillment. That's all we're doing here. What have I said about men that's untrue? What have I said about men that's untrue? Every one of you men that have daughters in here will have the same conversation that I have with these women, with the women that you love. So what am I saying about men that's untrue? Because if you have a daughter that you care about, you're going to tell her the same thing I'm telling women. What's the difference between me saying it and you saying it to the women that you love? You saying it to your mother who's back out on the market after she got divorced. Ain't you giving her the speech about how men ain't shit and you got to be careful? Ain't you telling your 16-year-old, your 18-year-old, listen, close it up? Because these niggas ain't about shit? All of a sudden, now I'm delusional? When you say the same thing to the women that you actually are concerned about. Thank you, DP3. Thank you, narcissism. Block all their asses. Stop worrying about us hitting the wall when you're about to hit the grave. Everybody's going. Nobody's leaving here alive. Nobody's leaving here alive. Yes, Nikki, we having a block party over here today. Nobody. So what are we doing here? You're mad at the way a woman looks? Like y'all know your panty waist niggas are mad about a way a woman looks, a woman you don't want. What are you mad about? You're very emotional about these so-called hit the wall women that you have no interest in. Why are you so emotional? Is it because you don't have access to using us for free? Could that be what it is? Because outside of that, it doesn't make any sense, this level of emotion you men have for women that you say you don't want. Why is that? Do you have a hospice plan? They need to. Most of these men talking shit, don't have no insurance policy, don't have nothing. They don't have anything. Kevin is back. Where's he at? Men sleeping with all these women and have nothing to show for it. Absolutely nothing. They've built nothing. And like I said on the last live, the older woman who's getting scammed by the dude, listen, it broke my heart when this woman talked about all the stuff she's prepared for this guy. All the things that she prepared for this dude. All she getting in return is him bringing over other bitches to add to. That's all that she's getting in return. That's it. If he said, meanwhile, most of these manosphere are looking for dick themselves. Listen, there's that too. There's that too. Who, Kevin and O'Shea, is on what? On my live? Who's on here? I don't see anybody. I mean, they stay in the chats of women's spaces. We are the unwanted. We are the unwanted. Why any of them would be here, I don't even know. Other than to clown and berate. O'Shea is on my live. Where's he at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Oh, you blocked them? No, don't block O'Shea. If O'Shea on here, I want to hear what he got to say. I wanted to hear what they got to say. No, it was some dude. Oh, okay. It wasn't? Okay. Whatever. Whatever. Well, they have to come and watch yourself, because where else could they get material? It is what it is what it is. It is what it is. Listen, I'm going on record again as saying I do not hate men. I'm not a feminist. This channel is not about gender war. It's not about any of that. I'm not teaching nobody how to be a sugar baby here, how to scam men out of money. When have I ever taught any of that? O'Shea says suicide is great. Is that what he said? Interesting. I'm going to assume it's somebody else. I can't believe that he would do that. I'm going to assume it's somebody else. And if not, it is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all have to ask yourself why these men are so hostile. You have to ask yourself why these men so hostile. And these are the men that will go to the Manosphere channels and talk about how great they are, and how women, overlook their greatness, and how high value they are. How is that? High value where? You guys are predators. You guys are predators. So it was really O'Shea? I don't know. I'm going to assume it wasn't. That doesn't, yeah, it doesn't sound like something he would say. I'm assuming not. And it doesn't matter either way. But this is what we have in our midst. We have shaved monkeys. We have men impersonating human beings. There's a whole bunch. We have a whole bunch of men who are impersonating human beings here, pretending to be civil, pretending to have a sense of humanity, pretending to like you, pretending to be team players, pretending to be concerned. There's a lot of pretense. There's a lot of pretense going on right now. And you ladies have to be careful. Careful. I told you the last frontier for men, and really the only power they have over you, is to dictate your rank and file based on how you look. Outside of them quantifying that and categorizing you, they don't have anything else. Because you're working, you're making your own money. Listen, I said money cures everything except death. For some of y'all, it's really the money that you need. Because you're buying these relationships anyway. And maybe if you had a little more money, you could buy a better man. Maybe if you had a little more money, you could buy a better man. Because a lot of these dudes are not genuine. They're not coming through. We've been in a pandemic for what, 6 months? For about 6 months now? Who's come through for you? Who's come through for you? Thank you. I was trying to figure out what to call them. Predator. That's a bit fancy for them though. Okay, shaved monkeys is perfect. No, that's exactly what they are. And we call them LARS. If you want the technical term for it, they're called LARS. LARS. A lot of these men are animalistic. And this is why they have no problem mistreating you, degrading you, using you. They're animals. They're LARS. And the sooner you get that in your head, the better off you will be. The better off you will be. You have to know what you're dealing with out here. As an ugly woman, you have no allies. Let me state that again. As an ugly woman, you don't have any allies. Because even women objectify you. Even women decide whether they'll befriend you based on how you look. Even other women do that. So you as an ugly woman, you are in a subcategory of a subcategory of a subcategory. You are so special. You are so special and you don't even realize it. You don't even realize it. Who is your ally? Nobody. Nobody. You have to be your own best friend. You have to look out for yourself, as you've always done. Hasn't your life been a measure of that? Has not your life been a series of, I got to take care of myself? And I know it's tiresome, and you're like, well, isn't there a better way to be? Not if you want to be a subordinate. Not if you want to be in a Ponzi scheme inside somebody's pawn and psychopathic deceptions. Your life is a life of independence and solitude. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you want to spin the narrative, your life is a life of solitude. And you have to be comfortable and okay with not having friends and being alone. And just taking things as they are and not personalizing everything. Empowerment makes abusers, manipulators angry. So Cassidy was sent packing. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. Humans aren't made to be alone. No, they're not. No, they are not. And you got to be careful, because in this society, there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. There are a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. And the problem with you as an ugly girl, and I'm going to say it again, is that people need a reason just to treat you like a human being. They need to be convinced that they will benefit. They need to be convinced that they will benefit from treating you like a human being. I need for you to write that down. I need for you to write that down. They need to be sold on the benefit of treating you like a human being. So our walk is different. Our walk is really, really different. It's painful. It's all of that. But I think it's magnificent too. I think we have a bigger role to play. I think we have a bigger role to play. My mom's life has become more peaceful since she got separated. My parents' marriage was tumultuous. Yeah. You know peace when you're not stressed. When you don't have to conform and comply to shit that you don't want to do. Then you know peace. Then you know peace. Men enjoy doing whatever they want to do to whomever they want to do it to. And they have very, very little guilt and shame attached to it. But they supplant it in you. You have to feel guilty about the wig you wear. You have to feel guilty about the baby you gave birth to. You have to feel guilty about wanting to get married. Imagine that. Some of you feel guilty about wanting to be married. So it's not only do you feel guilty about the way you look, you feel guilty about your dreams, your desires, your expectations. You are told to feel ashamed about all of that. And that's why you lack confidence, because you're in conflict with even your desires. You don't even want to let people know what you like. Well, I don't really like much. I don't really want much. That's the sum total of our lives. And it's not a cry me a river. It's not even any of that, because it'll make you understand human beings a lot better too. You'll be a lot clearer. This is what pain does. It sharpens listening. Hello, pain sharpens listening. Write that down. You didn't go through all that you went through for nothing. To play victim your whole life. That's not what we do here at UGC. We have understanding now. We have understanding now. Huh? Talk to me. Your pain is for a reason. You were born the way you're born for a reason. And it's time to become the goddesses that you are. And this is not hype talk. This is not pump up. This is not you asserting authority over someone else's will or having an air of entitlement. Because a true goddess lets everybody be comfortable in their own skin. A true goddess is she pulls them in to heal, not to interrogate. A goddess don't have to make nobody small, because she's focused on her light. When you get clear about the fact that you can't be anything other than yourself, then you arrest your anxiety for wanting to be anything else, because you know it's impossible. You have to get to the point where you know it's impossible to be anything other than what you are. But you got to know what you are. Who are you? Are you the girl that got raped? Is that what you are? Is that all you are? Is that the sum total of your life? The girl that nobody wants to fuck? Is that the sum total of your whole life? Is that the story you're going to tell anybody who sits with you for 5 minutes, that you're the girl that nobody wants? How do you expect to extract anything of value if that's the story that you parrot off? That's the story they want to hear. That's the story they expect to hear. This is why these little nigglets come here, because they mad because I ain't doing no crybaby shit. They want to hear the sob story. Y'all want to hear the sob story. And I'm not doing that. Because that's not my story. I'm a healer. And so are you. I understand people because of the pain that I've gone through. And so do you. Your trauma was given to you so you can have a better understanding of society, people, and how to navigate through it. People are liars. Has not your life, the sum total of your life, shown you that people are mostly dishonest? Is that being negative or is that being truthful? Give them an inch and they'll take a mile. Is that being negative or is that being truthful? You have to have boundaries. Is that being negative or is that being truthful? You have to decide which one it is. Because everything that you do to protect yourself, people are calling that negative. People are calling that, you're isolated, you're not thinking straight. They'll question your sanity when you're in the mode of protecting yourself. That's what they'll do. They'll say you're wrong for wanting to protect yourself. That's the first order of manipulation, is to get you to doubt what you think. To get you to doubt what it is you think. And these men have a problem with me telling you don't doubt what you think. Why? Why? If we're not what you want, why? If we're not what you want, why? We acknowledge everything that men say that they want. You want somebody thin. You want somebody who's a size 6. You want her to be beautiful because her beauty is her virtue. Her beauty makes her good. And we understand that. We understand that, but we're still here. We are still here, and we still want what we want also. That's all we're saying. We're not telling you that you can't like what you like. You can't want what you want. That's not what we do here. We're not trying to convince anybody of that. We know that's a dead-end road. We know trying to convince you not to like what you like is not a goal. That's not even a goal to have. That's not even a goal to have. But when you're in my presence stating what is satisfactory for you and that I'm dissatisfactory, that's when it's personal. That's when my antennas go up. And yours should too. Because if anybody says you're inadequate within your presence, there's a reason for that. It's no longer just his opinion. It's an opinion he wants you to share. It's now an opinion he wants to share with you. And you have to ask yourself, well, why do you want me to share in your opinion of me? What is the fucking goal? To entrap me? To get something from me that you have no inkling to reciprocate? Why these men don't just leave you alone if they don't want you? You know, we wouldn't have no issue if these men stand on their principles. If they say, I'm divesting from you and I don't want nobody like you, we wouldn't have the amount of single mothers that we do now. We wouldn't have all these women contracting all these STDs and STIs now. But we got baby mamas, we got the STDs and STIs going on. We got fake engagements, fake relationships, situationships. We got all of that because these men don't stand on their principles that they're telling you they have. and that they only admit to after they fuck you. So it's game. What am I saying that's wrong here? I'm telling your daughters to keep their legs closed. Your daughters. Because some of your daughters are right here. I'm telling them the value and shutting it down. And you're challenging that for what exactly? To what end? If you think that we are nothing and that we don't deserve to be treated like human beings, say that. Instead of doing the whole you're not pretty and the hit the wall thing, say what you really feel. That you see us as animals and substandard and footstools and mules to be slaughtered, to be quartered, to be used as nigger slaves or whatever it is. Say that. Say what you really want to say. Don't pretend that this is just an issue about beauty. No, don't pretend that it's just beauty. Say that you don't see me as a human being anymore. Admit that to the women that you're talking to. So that we can, you want fairness, admit that to them. Listen, you turn me off. And I'm really only here to get fucked. That's really all I'm here for. You really make me vomit. How you look really is not attractive to me, but I do want to ejaculate. And I just want to know if you're down with that. Say it to them like you mean it. Say it to them like you say it in the manosphere. So that we know what we're walking into. Because a lot of these chicks, still fucking for thank yous. And they don't understand that you're repulsed by them. And that you mean them no good. And then you don't really see them as a whole human being. You see them as a vagina, an object, a hole to put your dick in. That's all you see them as. So when she's smiling at you and thinking that you like her, tell her, no, not you. But I will fuck you though. Be straight about it. Be straight about it so she can make an informed decision. Say it with your chest, like you do any other time. Say it with your chest. There's a lot of women in pain out here because of the shenanigans of men and her own stupidity. I'll add that in there too, to be fair and balanced. His shenanigans and her naivety. And all I'm doing here is getting women out of naivety and facing what is. Facing the fact that most men that are in her presence do not see her as a human being. I'm letting her know what you can't say. Maybe you're ashamed to say. I'm telling her for you. That's all I'm doing. I'm just letting her know for you. Is there something wrong with that? There's something wrong with that too? I'm just cutting to the chase. I'm just cutting to the chase. That's all I'm doing here. And it's a hit the wall shit. This woman is taking care of all this dude's bills. And because she's old or older, she's not entitled to get emotional support and the same energy that she's giving out. She's making sure you're straight. This woman put out a life insurance policy, made him the beneficiary. Made this dude the beneficiary. So if she passes away, the dude can still eat. Where's the reciprocity there? Oh, she's just a fool? Okay, we'll take that. She's just a fool. So what we're doing here is unfooling ourselves. What we're doing here is unfooling ourselves. But you have an issue with that too. So which is it? Are we stupid and we deserve what we get, and then we get smart about it, but we're still stupid? I mean, what, tell me, which is it? No, she ain't gonna end up killed by him. She'll just get left, or he'll just bring another chick in. I mean, that's this is what people do. This is what people do. Black woman, dark skinned woman, older woman, equates to nothing. Equates to trash. Trash? Trash? And y'all motherfuckers have the nerve to try to make somebody feel guilty about the way they look, and you're nothing but vermin yourselves. You have nothing to offer the women that you complain about. Nothing. And you're going to conventions to learn how to offer nothing to the women that you complain about. You guys are taking courses to learn how to give women nothing. To learn how to get something for nothing. We over here trying to help. We don't fit that narrative. We are the ones that are usually helping men who don't give a shit. Kiona says, our mothers birthed us to live in purpose. Get up. Get up. Get up. You were not born to suffer. That is one of our phrases here. You were not born to suffer. Your mother didn't push you out her pelvis and said, this girl is going to have a hard time in her life. That's the sum total of the reason why she's born. Your mother didn't push you out for that reason. You're not here for that reason. And Suckus Ray and be calling stupid for helping the same men. Unreal. I mean, it is what it is. Y'all got to open your eyes. Y'all got to open your eyes. Men are treating your life like an experiment. Men will, do, have treated your life, your entire life, like a science project. No goal. No goal. He's just moving shit around. He's opening you up and playing around with your heart and your lungs and your spleen and your stomach and your uterus. That's what he'll do. He'll open you up and play around in there. And then you get irregular periods and you start getting cysts, tumors, lumps, bumps, stress, hormonal issues, weight issues. You can't concentrate. You can't focus. Now you need anxiety pills. Now you're drinking to soothe the pain. You need a glass of wine to calm down because you're constantly in anxiety mode. Constantly. You heard there are channels how the 3 to 6 women should be happy with what they get if they have to pay a man's bills. Oh, and deal with cheating. So they're advising women to be okay with suffering. They're advising women to be okay with not getting happiness or the things that they need. That's what we've come to. That's what YouTube is. That's what social media is in a nutshell. More indoctrination of having you assume that you are inadequate. Everyone benefits from you feeling like you're nothing. He gets free room and board, free meals. He gets to do what he wants on your back because you've second guessed your entitlement to just be treated like a human being. There are plenty of women out here who work with men who are supposedly trying to build themselves up. What crown do you get for that? Because the opposite end of that is we want to be taken care of, and we're blamed for being materialistic on that end. But a man could come to you with nothing and expect you to take care of him. That's material. Expect you to front him with money, material, a place to stay, material, sex on supply, material. Understanding that he's going to fuck around on you, material. All of that's material. And the moment you say, I want something, I need this thing reciprocated. I need what I want. Something's wrong with that. You're demonized. You're demonized. There's a lot of women taking care of men right now. And these men talking about holding on to what they got. I don't even know what they got. I don't know what a lot of these men got, because women are paying bills out here. Women. Lilith rules over wasted joy juice. She is not the one to piss off. Thus can't do that too often. Study ejaculation retention. See above to clearly understand. All right. Yeah, when people cry about injustices, you just need to listen. Don't invest emotional energy into any man who cries about injustice. Please don't. Just listen. Like, oh, okay. Okay. Because most of them who complain about injustice don't come with healing in their wings. They don't come with the spirit of justice within them. They come with payback. They come with a chip on their shoulders. They come with something to prove on your dime and with your vagina. That's what it is. Malcolm X said black women are the least protected. Imagine the tragedy that statement still rings true today. I think that's even more tragic than the statement itself is the fact that it rings even more truer today than ever before. Than ever before. Black men, mostly pro-black only when panhandling. Like Umar. So that they only pro-black when they panhandling? Listen. That part. They be running the chitlin circuit and staying at bitches' houses You know, when they could go before COVID and they was running the chitlin circuit, they run through all these bitches' houses. Bitches will put them up, feed them, give them a little sex, a little pump up before they do their lectures and all that stuff while they on their chitlin circuit. They staying at hoes' house. Well, I lovingly call it hoes, but just women who are accommodating them. Women who will accommodate them. We are too starstruck. We are too starstruck over these men. And one of these days, y'all are gonna get the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Y'all gonna get what I had to be initiated to get. Y'all ain't gonna get that now because I don't know this. We got some moles in our midst. I'm clear on that now. But one day we will. One day we will. It's mainly women donating to the Manosphere channels. Yes. V, you are correct. It is mostly women doing it. It is mostly women doing it. That's food for thought too. What is that about? So, because you are having impact on young women out here. I hope so. I think so. From what they tell me, I am, and I can only hope for more. I've saved a few lives in my journey, and that's the only reason why I keep going. But if it ever comes a time where I gotta pivot because things are not in order, because I don't do drama. Y'all know I don't do that. If ever I gotta pivot and go dark with this shit, boop, the number you have dialed is disconnected. Please try your call again. I have no issue with that. So let's see. Let us see. During the pandemic, online is being promoted. I got off the bandwagon. I'm pretty sure you saved mine. Aw, definitely helped me redirect myself. Appreciate you too. Thank you, Love Wisdom. You know you my baby. Appreciate you. So listen, to I guess bring these things home. Y'all keep joking around. Selkis Ray deletes many of her videos. You need to take notes. Yeah, it's not a game. It's not a game, y'all. If need be, I will shut this whole thing down. All of it. And I'll just be painting and writing poems. Which I do now. I'll paint and write poems, and that's all you see. That's all you see. So I'm gonna see what the coming weeks bring. Like I said, the video vault is now closed. I'm not even accepting any more members to that. And we'll see how this thing goes. If a shift needs to take place for my own peace of mind, it's gonna have to. Because I'm not a sacrificial lamb for no fucking body. For nobody. I tell you what you need. I tell you shit that's gonna change your life. If it do, it do. If it don't, oh well. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But I'm not married to anything. I'm a shapeshifter. And y'all see how much I'll shift in a second. A shape shifter. Let's see how much you want it. There's a lot of fence riders, a lot of fence riders on this thing. Let's see how much you appreciate what it is that I do. You said who's after me? People calling me, sending me dick pics. Y'all don't know what's going on this side. I mean, we got some fools out here. Nope. Nope. I'm not even considered an ugly girl. All right. No, Rosemary, don't advertise the vault. I'm not letting anybody else in. That's that. And again, yeah, V's, they sent that to me. A little ashy dick too. I'm like, yo, mental cases. Mental cases. So listen, the site is there. The site is how you can communicate with me. That's the site I own and I pay for. And I spend big money on it. So if you ever need to talk to me, you need to message me, theuglygirlsclub.com. Info at theuglygirlsclub.com is you need to start utilizing that because I don't know how long this shit right here is going to last. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good thing not being wanted by every man. It's absolute great. It's absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And we're going to talk about how wonderful that is this weekend in our fireside chat. I will announce where we're going to do it. I believe I want to do it on IG, but I'm waiting for you guys to send your credentials so I can invite you in. Those of you who are part of the vault, you need to go on ahead and do that today so that I can plan for the live. I need everybody in there so that I can start sending out, notifications of what we're going to do. They low-key want the approval of the goddess. Maybe so. Maybe so. Pretty Karma, do I have you on IG? Are you all set on IG, on Instagram? It's Divesting from Beauty. For those of you who want to know, Divesting from Beauty on Instagram. You send me a message with your email credentials for the video vault, and then I will approve you. You say you don't have IG? Well, get one. Open an account just for this. It's free. Open an account just to do this. It's free. Can you add me? You have to go to Charlene. You have to go to Divesting from Beauty. Send me a message with your email credentials for the video vault, and then I will let you in. Was it a friend request or whatever? I don't know how it goes, but it's set to private. So you gotta message me, and then I'll let you in. If you're a member of the video vault, you can get in. Just message me there. Divesting from Beauty is the name on Instagram. Is Sam paid? I need your credentials. I need your email so that I can verify and then approve. Yeah, people know how to ruin a good thing. They do every time. They do every time. I'm not for no bullshit. Not at all. If I'm getting stressed out more than I'm getting shit accomplished, then it's time to pivot. Then it's time to pivot. So we'll meet there and we'll see how that goes. And if that don't go the way that I want it to go, lights out. Lights out. Lights out. I'll be on here painting and talking shit. Thank you, Wisdom. Nothing's ruined yet. I'm just waiting to see how it goes. I'm waiting to see how it goes because there are women in here that on some shady shit. That's clear. There's women in here that are on some shady shit. So we gotta see what's going on. You said you follow the Instagram page. What else do you need to do? You need to message me with your email address so that I can verify it in my system, and then I can let you in. I might have done that already. If you're following me, then that means you're in, though. I might have done that with you. But just message me anyway. Tatiana, just message me anyway. Come on over. Come on over. We have to meet in the catacombs. Okay, so you are already a member. Okay, great. Those of you, please don't wait. There's a whole bunch of you that are waiting. Please do not wait. Divesting from beauty. Yes. Divesting from beauty. Not divesting beauty. Divesting from beauty. Yeah. Yeah. So if y'all don't have any more questions, I think we have reached the end of this live. The coming weeks will tell what direction I'm going to go with everything. And it's going to be based on participation. It's going to be based on how motivated you guys are to do this thing. I have no problem shutting it down. I really don't. I know some of you are appreciative, and the site will always be there. And you can always communicate with me there. That's not going to change. But social media and how I respond here has to. There are lunatics out here, and I'm filing reports just to let y'all motherfuckers know. You try to troll, we're gonna put a trace. We're gonna trace on your IP and all that kind of stuff. So that's what it is. That's what it is. All right. Thank you, Shinobi. I appreciate you too. You said I'm the only channel you truly invest in. That means a lot. That means a lot to me. Yeah, this ain't a game. I play no games. I play no games. Thank you, V. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad too. Who is Adelo Teller? You used it? Oh, we need to talk about that in the catacombs. Cheryl, don't say nothing here, please. Matter of fact, delete that. Don't say nothing here. We're going to discuss that in the catacombs. Thank you, DP3. I'm glad and I'm appreciated and needed. But I'm like, was it Dr. Jewel Pookrum? When you gotta go dark and regroup for a while, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Fuck all. And you gotta do what you gotta do. Yes, you need to get the book. Y'all need to get the book. Y'all need to get the audio trainings. Go ahead and get that. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Information is power. And that's something that people have a problem with that. You being informed is a problem for a lot of people. Imagine that. I'm not here to, tell you what lipstick to wear or any of that frivolous stuff. I'm not here trying to show you how to scam men out of money. I'm not doing any of that. And they still have an issue with that. They still call me immoral. Still. You did, Cheryl? Yay. Well, we need to talk about that. I might have you as a UGC spotlight if you're open to that. You say you're sorry they're bothering me. No, I'm not sorry. Everything is in divine order. Everything is in divine order. And I'm very intuitive. And when it's time to pivot, I do not wrestle with that. I don't. Other people do, but I don't. And that's how you need to be. Don't you don't have to fight everything. All right, I'm gonna go to IG. I'm going to my IG page right after I get on here. I might go live there too, just to say hi to everybody and see how everything functions. So if y'all wanna just go over there, I might go over there and say hi to y'all over there, and we'll talk. All right, so let me go. I thank everybody for coming out. I'm just making y'all aware of, this is the witching hour now. This is the witching hour now. Fence riders, indecisives, haters. I'll turn this fucking channel into an AMSAR or ASMR or whatever, ASMR channel, and just read my poetry and make money that way. I got options. I could turn this shit into an ASMR channel and get my coins. And get coins. So let's see how it goes. You said a reading channel? Yes. I have a reading voice. Absolutely, I have a reading voice. So whatever works. I'm open to whatever the universe has, wherever the universe leads me. If y'all want me in your lives, I'm here for you. I'm always going to be here for those who want me here. And that's it. That's never going to change. Never. Yes, divesting from beauty. That's the channel. You said you can't find it? Hold on. Unless I got it wrong. Hold on. Let me look it up. Anybody else had a problem getting on? Or is it divest from beauty? Oh, it's divest from beauty. Sorry. It's some shit I have to remember. Sorry. So it's divest. Yeah, sorry, y'all. I got it all wrong. Divest from beauty. No ing. No ing. Divest from beauty. Yeah, send one to divest from beauty, Jai. I've been saying it wrong all this time. It's not divesting, it's divest from beauty. Okay, you found it. Yay. Greetings, Omega. You're late. I'm getting ready to sign off now. Okay, you found it. Everyone else got it? Please go and do that. I'm going to get off of here and jump on there and just say hi to y'all over there. So please do that. All right. So any more questions before I roll? Before I roll out? You emailed me? Oh, you messaged me. All right. I'm gonna go and check my messages. I'm gonna check my messages now. All right, y'all. So that's that with that. Keep your wits about you. Keep your eyes wide open, not wide shut. Wide open. Do not let people penetrate their ideologies into you, especially ideologies that make you feel like a fool. Anything that makes you second guess your intellect, cut it. Cut it. At the jugular. Cut it and let it bleed out. Cut it. That's the kind of time we're in now. Don't take your foot off of nobody's neck. None. They're gonna say, well, you need to be fair. You need to be fair. You're not being fair. You're generalizing and all that shit. And they generalize women all day long, and men have been unfair to you your whole entire life, and they still insist on you being fair. You don't have to be fair. You have to be smart. Let me say that again. You need to write that down. You don't have to be fair. You have to be smart. You have to be about self-preservation. You have to be about your bottom line, because nobody coming to you cares more about what you want than what they want. Nobody. Everybody wants what they want. And if you're unattractive, they feel a little, even less guilty about insisting on what they want. This is just life. This is just life. This is life skills I'm teaching you here. This is not to hate anybody. Yes, level up is above your shoulders and up. Level up ain't got nothing to do with from your neck down. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Dude tried to make me like a joke because I said I was a good catch. He is talking about him being younger with no kids. I wasn't a good catch. Why did he say that to you, Omega? What was the context? What was that about? Why would he say that to you? You don't have to sell yourself to men. Be careful what you say, because what you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, in the court of the manosphere. If people feel like that you're imposing your will upon them, they'll resist, and they'll build up a resentment towards you. And this is why you have to be impartial and indifferent to compliments and insults, really. Because if you get emotional, they stick. They stick to you. And I'm not so sure if it's beneficial for even a compliment to stick, because it warps your perception of their intent. So what was the analogy I gave? An insult is here, compliment is there. Both of them are extremes. You want to stay neutral, centered as an unattractive woman. Ugly girls have to stay centered. When you are centered, you are in a space, an energetic space of emotional control. If you swing in this way because he called you unattractive, old, or whatever it is, or you swing in this way when he said you're the best looking woman he ever had, both ends of the spectrum are within the energy of insanity. Both ends of the spectrum are host to insanity and delusion. Both. Compliment as well as a diss. You want to stay neutral. Anytime you feel your emotions revving up, pull back. Pull back and then become an observer. Split yourself in two. Come out of your body. Like I need for you to visualize stepping out of yourself and observing instead of being a part of what's going on. You're observing as the eagle perched on top the tree. Oh, what is she doing? And the she is you. But she is not you in that sense. When you split yourself, you're not you, you're she now. Okay, this is what she has to do. You have to become an executor over yourself. And you can only do that by coming outside of yourself, outside of who you are. You can't do that while you're emotionally invested. You have to split yourself in two. What is she doing? Centered. Centered. You're not swayed either way. When you are centered, you cannot be manipulated. It's very hard. It's very hard for you to be swayed when you are grounded and you're in the center. Ugly girls, stay away from extremes. Stay away, repel, abhor extremes. This is what the people take you to extremes. And they rule over you in extremes. You have no control either way. You're excessively happy and euphoric, you're crazy. You're excessively sad and depressed, you're crazy. Both house delusion. You want to know what he thinks, you have to stay centered. Because you have to evaluate it without an extreme lens. You can't evaluate what someone is if you're living through a lens of an extreme, and that's whether it's happy or not. You're going to miss something. You're going to assume something if you're evaluating whether something is good when you're in a euphoric state, when you're flattered. You don't evaluate if a guy is good or not while you're in a state of flattery. You got to bring yourself back here. You bring yourself back here. And that's when your heart rate normalizes. That's when you stop sweating. That's when your stomach is no longer queasy. That's when thoughts come to you without interference. That's when your energy is at its peak. That's when you can evaluate things without shame and without guilt. You hear? Guilt and shame. You hear? Guilt and shame. You hear? I don't know. You hear? I don't know. You got to be here. You got to be here. Why do men say what they say to you? You ask yourself that. Don't question whether what he's saying is right or wrong. It's not to evaluate as a right or wrong. You question the intent. If you're questioning why would he say that to you, you're here now. Why doesn't he like me? I think he likes me. I don't know why he would say that. Am I this or am I that? Here. Here. This is something I'm trying to teach y'all here. I'm trying to teach you to be grounded. This is what the whole level up thing is really about. This is what being here is what's going to keep you from opening your knees to men who don't want you. Being here is going to keep you from being a teen mother. Here, being here is what's going to keep you from being a placeholder. Being here is what's going to make you confident in your decisions, because you're going to base them off of information instead of emotion. That's the goal. That's the ultimate goal. Thank you, yours truly. It's divest from beauty, not divesting. I'm sorry, Aisha. I gave the wrong address. It's divest from beauty. My apologies. I gotta buy a pendulum so that we can have the a proper visual on this instead of this damn pen. I'm gonna buy a pendulum today, because that's it. It's I need for you to be reminded. I need for you to be reminded that's the realm that we need to be in, so that we're no longer victims. Your topic is divorcing and divesting. I might need to catch it. Hopefully I can catch it live tonight. Hopefully. Yes, knees closed. Because you are sexy, beautiful, and you're actually standing up for women. Men who, unlike you, are actually not, quote unquote, aesthetically pleasing. Not like you, but unlike because you are. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, with that said, I think we can end it here, you guys. I gotta clean up my house and eat something and prepare for this weekend. I am gonna jump on IG just for a second. You're taking a large piece of humble pie when you're speaking of when you're speaking of ugly, you're speaking of what? No, it's not about humility here. It's about disarming, actually. It's not humility is lunacy to me, and it causes usury. Being humble causes people to be used. That's what that is there. So we don't subscribe to humility. I'm personable and I care. But I care about me first, as all of you should with yourselves. You need to care about you first. And don't be apologetic about that. What is that? Oh, she deleted it. Somebody asked what does ugly mean? We don't have to get into that. Because every woman who is, or who's been told that she was her entire life, they understand what this is. So we don't have to go into definitions of it, because then if I define it, you could say, well, that's not it. See, that's the trap. I don't have to define it. You define it yourself. You decide what it is. Everyone who comes into this coalition has decided what they are. I didn't tell them what they were. They decided for themselves. So you get to evaluate that. If you're asking me, then you can't evaluate you, or can you? And really the bigger point is that it doesn't matter if you are pretty. It doesn't matter. And that's the next level that you'll have to get to. The fact that it doesn't matter if you are. Not for the average woman, because she's still waiting on a man to substantiate her claim. She doesn't even believe it unless a man says it. So it doesn't matter how we're quantifying it. You're still looking outward for some gauge of your worth. And that's the trap. That's the trap. Because then these men can lie and pretend and cajole and negotiate and claim to be, reciprocating when they have no intentions to do that. So every woman gets to define that for themselves. I can't, there's no poster child for it. Some say I am, and I'm okay with that. Because I'm the ambassador. So I got to be okay with that role. But you're asking questions that really don't matter at the end of the day. How do you define who you are? And can you do it without comparisons? Can you do it without comparisons? Can you separate yourself from how you look? Do you have any worth that you can quantify outside of the way that you look? We have to fight that. That's a big beast to fight. Thank you, Mr. Wright. That's a big beast to fight, but it can be fought. It needs to be. So that your life force energy is not depleted. That's something that needs to be a goal for every woman. Self-affirming and deciding that you're not going to be just this objectified lump of flesh for men that eventually get tired of you. Eventually, the novelty will wear off. Eventually it does. For every woman on this live, it has. He liked you today, and then he didn't like you tomorrow. What happened there? Did you stop being beautiful along the way? Did you change that much? Are you worse now because he doesn't want you anymore? Are you nothing now because he doesn't find you sexually attractive? Is that the sum total of your life? Just being sexually attractive to men who tire of you. I say beauty is a tool on this channel because that's exactly what it is. It's not a measure of your value. It does not represent virtue. Beauty, for the most part, is an illusion. For the average woman out here, it is. Because between the wigs, the eyelashes, the girdle, and the bras, it's positioning and propaganda. Beauty itself is magic. Beauty is defined. The etymology of the word beauty or cosmetology is magic. So you're performing magic tricks. You're performing magic tricks when you decide to put on all of that stuff. You're creating an illusion. And if it is an illusion, then it's not attached to you. If you're creating an illusion through leveling up and being more beautiful, then you're admitting that you're doing something that isn't attached to you. If it is an illusion, then it's something separate from you that you are creating. So it's a tool. It's not who you are. It's not who you are. That's right, casting spells. Casting spells. I'm trying to get y'all to understand all of that. Casting spells. And you have to do that You have to cast a few spells, because if you're totally exposed, this is what happens. When you're totally exposed, you don't have no hedge around you. You have no hedge around you. You become the magician that shows everybody how he pulls the rabbit out the hat. And if someone sees how you pull a rabbit out the hat, they're no longer mesmerized by you. So there's that part of this thing that men hate, but they're attracted to. Because if you're honest and above board, they use you. If you put all your cards on the table, you tried this already. When you put all your cards on the table, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be authentic, and blah, 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 blah. What happened? He still fucked you and left you. And you didn't get a dinner, a diamond ring, you didn't get nothing out the deal. But a woman who creates a nice illusion, she can get something out of her magic trick. She gets something out of her magic trick. So it's not about being authentic to any man. It's about being authentic to you. It's about knowing when you're separate from what it is you have to present. Knowing that there is a separation between the two. Between what they want to hear. There's a whole bunch of script, what to say, what not to say to these men. Why is that? Because it's theater. It's theater. Theater. Who's teaching y'all this? Who else cares enough about y'all to really go below the surface? Who looks like me who's doing it? And there's that. There's that. Hey, Dreamer. Oh, wow, Dreamer's on here. Yay. Your channel is so underrated. Very much so. Very much so. You know, when I polish myself up, I'll get more viewers. Maybe. Look, all women taking men to divorce after bedazzling them. Yeah, there's a lot of women taking, and the women that take these men for divorce, I'm not going to say that they aren't justified, because, you know, they throw out these numbers that most women are the ones initiating divorce, but they're not saying why. Are these women being beaten, raped, cheated on, impoverished? Or are there placeholders in a lackluster to distant marriage? There's reasons why women are filing for divorce. There's reasons. We know, you know, we talk about the stats, but what are the reasons behind? Nobody knows the reasons behind any of this. So just throwing out a number that more women initiate divorce doesn't mean a fucking thing. Why are they doing that? Because most of these women are getting cheated on. They you know, the husbands are coming home with shit stains in the front of his drawers. Hello. Right? There's that too. He's not holding up his end of the bargain financially. You basically taking care of the kids and the bills and everything, and he's just a figurehead in the fucking home. But they don't talk about that. They just talk about women filing for divorce like we just want to be unhappy. Like we just throwing away all these good fucking men out here. Like men come a dime a dozen. I'm just throwing away this perfectly good dude to do what? To go play the field? To go try my hand out with some other sorry ass dick? Some other temperamental dick? You know, it's a fucking crapshoot. A fucking checkers game. You don't even know what the fuck you're getting. You want to leave a 20-year marriage to be somebody's girlfriend? What sane woman would even do that? So there's reasons. Let's talk about the reasons why you broke up with your man. Didn't he cheat on you? Didn't he get some other girl pregnant? Didn't he stop paying bills? Didn't he say he didn't like the way you look anymore? He got a problem with your weight or, you know, whatever it is. Some of us have babies and we can't get rid of the baby weight. You know, we change. And while we change, you're changing too. But we're supposed to tolerate the fact you can't get your dick hard. You can't pay no bills. We got to wait on your potential. We got to be fair. While you're absolute and what it is, you know, you're voicing what you're not getting. And we got to be okay with the potential of what you might give. She's got to sit for years with the potential of what you might decide to do later on. So there's all of that. And yes, there are some women that only got with men for a coin and then they're done. But you think these men didn't know that beforehand? A lot of these men know that these chicks don't want them, and they still insist. They still do this insisting game. So there's that. There's that. A nigga will trade you in for something newer in a minute, in a second. And he got and they always talking about divorce rates. He trading you in while he not leaving. How about that? You done been traded in and he's still there. And he'll call it a sister wife. Or call it I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. All kind of nice, cute names for the shit. For you being a goddamn placeholder. He's more committed in a marriage than you? No. He just knows it'll cost. And there's no need to make it final if I can still fuck somebody else. What I'm finalizing it for when I can still my dick is still being shared across town and everywhere else. I don't need to leave you. When you paying the rent, what I need to leave you for? When I'm in between jobs and all that stuff and you still holding it down, what incentivizes me to leave all of that? So let's not get it twisted here that these men are so-called so much committed to these marriages. There's a whole lot of shit going on that women swallow. And some women are like, you know what? I'm done. I can do this by myself. I don't need to be somebody's placeholder here. If I'm doing this by myself, I'm going to do it by myself. It's a lot of that. Dudes cheating left and right. Baby mamas. Look what LaToya Lunkett going through. She's still flashing a ring and stuff though. So I don't know. You like it, I love it. We understand what that is. But I know she's smarter now. Now she knows fat meat greasy. Now she understands about expiration dates. And that happily ever after doesn't mean what the vows say. Now she knows. Beyonce too. All of them. Mary J. Blige said, her husband used to call her ugly and all kind of shit. Horse face and all kinds of stuff. He didn't like her cooking and nothing else that she did. And she was the breadwinner. She was the one, signing his managerial checks. Y'all. There's no woman going to leave a situation where she's cared for. None. Divorce always has its reasons. And women swallow a lot of stuff. You think Jada ain't going through some shit? the whole time she was with Will Smith, but she decided to do an entanglement because Jada she's gangster like that. She held her man's secrets and never downgraded him until this point. She know where all the skeletons and all the bodies are buried. She said that it was so long since she felt good. She said it. You know what that means? It could mean all kinds of stuff. It could mean that her man ain't been fucking her for 10 years. Cause he got shit stains in the front of his drawers. It could mean anything. Anything. It is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, yeah, he's been doing his own thing for years, and she been turning a blind eye, to it. It is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. So listen, let me go for real, because I could be on here for the next 2 hours, and I have things that I must do. Things that I have to do. So I appreciate every one of you who've gotten on the live and who shared with me, who get what it is I'm trying to do here for you. Jaguar, I saw that. I listened to Jaguar Wright call out Moni Love. I didn't understand. I don't get it. I think based on the comment Moni said and then her reaction to it, I think her airing her out like that wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. But, I guess she's hurt and she feels that Moni wasn't in a place to check her on anything, and she politely put out all of Moni Love's business, like all of it. All of it. And she's an example, Jaguar is an example of what friends do. What friends do. Because the only thing Moni Love said was that just don't get the kids involved. That's the only statement that she made. So for her to say that, and then Jaguar's response to say that, she was homeless, she fed her and all that. Like, did you do that because you cared about her, or that you felt like you wanted to be important? You know what I mean? I just didn't get it. It wasn't matched. It wasn't matched. The response didn't warrant that much vitriol. It just didn't. I felt sad. I felt sad to hear that. But she's on a mission now. She says she got tapes on everybody. And so they better leave her alone. I see Erica and Jill are not saying anything, and I think that's the smartest way to go. Do not substantiate any of these accusations, and eventually it'll die down. Eventually Jaguar won't be news anymore. Because you can't sustain yourself like that forever. Eventually people will be like, all right, we heard this already. Whatever. So you got to be careful with that. If you're trying to clout chase on the strength of that, unless you're gonna, she says she's coming out with a book, so I guess she's gonna roast everybody in the book and expose everybody in the book, and there's that. I don't know, but when you're not neutral, when you're extreme like that, you kind of fizzle out real fast. You don't have longevity when you build it on a platform of that type of thing. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't think it wasn't necessary for her to put all her business out there, because Moni was like, just leave the kids out. That's the only statement she kept saying that Moni said. So for her to say that, and then Jaguar respond with all her personal business, like what type of friend are you really? What type of friend? Why you know, I'm not getting the passion after the fact for the guy who died, whatever his name was, that she's defending his honor now that he's dead, and supposedly, you know, want to right wrongs now when you benefited from it. Like you were a hoe in the industry too, according to you. This is just what she said. She said she was a hoe. She said she did things and she compromised herself just like all the other women she's accusing of doing things. So I'm like, how do you get the right to do a moral high road on the strength of exposing everybody else's truth? I mean, you're deciding to expose yourself. Everybody's entitled to say what it is they say. I don't get it. I don't get it. Thank you, Mr. Right. I just don't get it. All right, y'all. So I really gotta go. Y'all, I gave y'all more than enough food to think about. Moving forward, if you guys are not going to support, it's going to be harder to find me. It just really is. And it's going to have to be that way. It's going to have to be that way because I'm putting a lot of energy and time into helping you, and it just, you know, my why and what I expect to receive in return has to manifest too. Otherwise, I got to shift. So there's that. So just think about all of that. Think about everything I said. And we will talk soon. I love you all. Be safe, right? If you have to contact me, info@theuglygirlsclub.com. And yeah, I'll see y'all, all my exclusive members on IG. Bye.